See, we are professional grade.
I'm here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law, Austin's largest veteran-owned personal injury law firm.
Hey, Craig, you're the best, but I got to tell you, you talk a lot.
Well, it's kind of my job.
That's right. And when you do one thing for as long as you have, you get pretty good at it.
Now I feel like you're calling me old.
Just experienced.
Yeah, just like the team at DJC Law. They have over 200 years combined experience and 500 trials.
Don't forget, a 99% win rate.
That's a winning team. If you've been injured, call DJC Law, 512-888-9999, and get your justice. TeamJustice.com.
Principal office, Austin, Texas. Breaking news for your home. Way Day. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Way Day long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Way Day. Shop Wayfair's Way Day from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, some morning drizzle becoming partly cloudy for your Wednesday afternoon, a high near 80. Could see a stray shower or storm tonight, a low in the upper 60s. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a high of 85.
This report is sponsored by Cotton Patch Cafe.
Big plates, bigger flavors, still just $9.99. Texas value meals at Cotton Patch Cafe. Chicken fried steak, meatloaf, crispy tenders. The kind of comfort food that brings everybody to the table. Texas value meals. Scratch cooked, $9.99, and only at Cotton Patch.
The 2026 NFL Draft, your team's chance to find the next big star.
With the first pick.
And iHeart has you covered with the official slate of NFL podcasts.
Hi, it's Greg Rosenthal with NFL Daily. Join me and draft experts as we get you ready for all the action from Pittsburgh.
Dive deep into the world of draft boards, top picks, and even the late round sleepers.
Just open the free iHeart app and search NFL for all the rest of the NFL's official podcast.
iHeart Radio.
AM 1300 The Zone. S1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details.
Two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio. LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you here. Coming up top of next hour, a little over 10 minutes from now, we are going to catch up with our guy, Petros Papadakis. The Old P on X is where you can find him. It is a Wednesday tradition here on the show. Before we get to another Wednesday tradition here on the show, a reminder that the NBA playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NBA. So right now, use the promo code 2pros to claim your special offer at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code 2pros at DraftKings. The crown is yours.
There are some good things that happen, and there's some bad. And then there's some downright ugly things. It's time for Good, Bad, and Ugly.
All right, Sheriff Suika, who's got what this week?
All right, draw Cowboys, because the good of the week is Sheriff Quinn. Go for it.
All right, I'll be quick here. This one goes out to, English soccer. Yeah, 10 years after winning their Premier League title, Leicester City has been relegated 2 years in a row. They went down to the Champions League this past year. Now they go down to League One. If you were a Leeds fan, you know what I'm talking about. But couldn't happen to a worse fan base. So there you go. See you later, Leicester City. Good luck getting back up to the Premier League.
All right, Sheriff Knox, you're the bad. You're up.
The New York Mets are awful. Absolutely awful. They've lost 12 straight games. They're reinventing ways to lose games. Their manager's already on the hot seat. You've got the fan base depressed. People are miserable. You think Philly's bad, and the Phillies have lost 7 in a row. The New York Mets on a 12-game losing streak to start out this year. Pete Alonso is gone. Soto's not playing. It's been bad. It looks like it's getting worse, and there may be a coach out of a job here soon if the Mets media has anything to say about it.
All right, well, Sheriff VAR, you are the ugly. Go for it.
The Rockets. That's ugly. Like, you're supposed to be up 2-0, at least 1-1 against the depleted Lakers, the old-ass LeBron James. Nope. It ain't that. The ugly, y'all letting LBJ build his legacy on y'all's backs at the end of his career. That's ugly if you're the Houston Rockets.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it. No, I mean, what?
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. The rush of racing, nothing beats it. But Chumba Casino comes close. Chumba's got fast spins, fun games, daily bonuses, and all the action you can handle. Now that's a ride. Ready to hit the throttle? Get in the driver's seat and head to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The NBA playoffs are here, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. Los Angeles is trading at 18% to take the series against Houston. That means a $100 trade pays out $525 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house and no odds maker. And as the odds move, you can buy in and out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app. Use code PROVE to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a crash affecting the exit ramp on 290 westbound trying to exit off to Highway 183. We've got first responders on scene here. The right lane's blocked off by a crash on 183 southbound after Highway 71 at Riverside Drive. And 10 minutes added to your drive this morning on I-35 northbound, your stop and go from 45 to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by AirTasker.
AirTasker knows your to-do list isn't taking the weekend off.
I need lights hung, dry cleaning picked up, and the grill fixed.
Post your task on airtasker.com or download the app. Local taskers will take it from there. AirTasker. Get anything done.
Domestic violence is one of the most widespread crimes in Texas, yet one of the least reported. The City of Austin provides resources for victims of domestic and sexual abuse by offering housing, healing, and preventative measures, fostering an atmosphere that empowers individuals to break free from dangerous situations. If you or someone you love needs help, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE or by texting START to 88788.
50 years in the Lone Star State, a one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs, fine spirits and fine foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shout Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shout Specs, low price, amazing. Here's to you. Shout. Cheers to savings.
The spring savings kickoff is on at Group 1 Ford of South Austin. Lease the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport for just $299 a month and $299 due at signing. Or drive the 2026 Ford Explorer, now $399 a month with $399 due at signing. Zero security deposit. With transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons, what you see is what you pay. Shop Group 1 Ford of South Austin today.
36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Excludes tax, title, registration, and license fees. See dealer for full details. Offers end 4/30/26.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with a Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 24/7 comedy.
Men don't settle there. We surrender.
Women, we never express
the emotions we're actually feeling, right? I'm fine means I'm about to stab you in the neck.
Clips from today's top comedians and the greatest of all time.
Donut hole. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
When you need a laugh, just open the free iHeartRadio app and search comedy.
You can actually change the station.
iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pitt, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas.
or wherever you may be listening. This is a way back Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. The quarterback position in the SEC is loaded. And as the year gets ready to approach us, Arch Manning is leading the conversation at Texas football. We'll rank the SEC quarterbacks today and recap last night's NBA action, including the Rockets falling to the Lakers. The San Antonio Spurs lose to the Portland Trail Blazers with Wimpy Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And look at the numbers in Bill Conley's SP Plus projections for Texas football. We'll also have Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joining us at 7:34. And Todd Archer has a new mock draft from ESPN, and none have trades. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion, all you got to do is leave us a message by using that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. If the message good, you might hear it on the air. But I'm going to also give you a chance to win a pair of tickets today, so stay locked in. Well, I want to get into this conversation because obviously football season is getting closer and closer and ready to be upon us. But as you know, you start to look at the SEC, and it's all about the quarterback play. You start to say, all right, who is going to be the best quarterback? Now, a lot of that is got to do with the players around them. As you know, a quarterback can only be as good as something that's going to be able to take care of them. If the offensive line is not blocking, then your quarterback's not going to be that great. If your wide receivers can't get open, quarterback's not going to be that great. So there's a lot that goes into these rankings, and it's all preseason. It's a lot of people are going to say, oh, you picked your favorite because of this or because of that. Listen, it is what has been produced on the field, and there's a lot to get into. Obviously, Arch Manning is at the top of the list. Arch is projected to be the conference leader. He had a great season last year, 13 starts. He had 26 touchdowns. Outstanding time for Arch Manning. Now, you start looking at Ole Miss, Trinidad Chambliss being able to come back to college football. Watching him play last season made me a believer in what he was able to do. I was glad that he was able to get the eligibility back. The only problem that I had, Texas plays them. And so we have to see Trinidad Chambliss, and he is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Gunnar Stockton from Georgia. He is back at the helm for the Georgia Bulldogs. Kirby Smart, you know there's no negotiations about how tough you're going to be. We've seen Gunnar Stockton be very, very tough. Last year, Lenora Sellers was supposed to be a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. Well, they did not play well. South Carolina was not good, and he has a new coaching staff now. Then you look at Sam Leavitt, the transfer from Arizona State. We got a chance to see him when they played Texas in the playoffs. but you also got a chance to see him not succeed last year. Marcel Reed, quarterback for Texas A&M, remaining the starter, got into the college football playoffs. How good is he going to be in his next role? John Mateer, Oklahoma. He's with your son, Jacob. Expected to be better, expected to be healthy. Is it going to be enough? And so when you look at those top 7 quarterbacks, obviously Arch Manning and Trinidad Chambliss are cut above. What are your thoughts on the rest of those guys?
I think all of them are seasoned veteran quarterbacks in college. I mean, I think we're even underplaying what Mateer can be, and definitely what Sellers. I think Sellers fell on injury, and then the rest of the season he was just trying to be there for his team. He's another one that's got to be healthy. Just like, I mean, him and Mateer both, they both were injured most of the season. If I was going to draft a quarterback, I wouldn't draft one this year. I would draft next year because there's
besides Fernando Mendoza.
Besides Mendoza.
Yeah. Anti
Simpson.
Yeah.
I think this is a better class. And for Texas to play that many elite quarterbacks, if they're able to go through this season with less than 2 losses, they'll probably win the national championship.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And obviously the backup position is just as important. We talked about what KJ Lacey was able to do during the preseason, getting those quality reps, getting an opportunity to put himself in the right spot. But I want to go back to what we've seen from Trinidad Chambliss. Now, Lane Kiffin is gone. He was the coach at Ole Miss. He is gone and left. And offensive coordinator gone with Lane Kiffin. Now Lane Kiffin has Sam Leavitt. Leavitt is a quarterback that has a lot of experience. He's a playmaker. He can run an offense. We've seen that happen. I think LSU, if they can get everything figured out, is going to be a dangerous football team, because one thing LSU never lacks, and that's talent. They never lack talent. I don't care who's playing what position. They're going to have talent on that football field.
For sure.
You look at what Georgia is with Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar Stockton has done this before. He's been there. And as I said, there's non-negotiables with Kirby Smart. You got to be tough. You got to be locked in, and you got to be able to deliver that punch. He's a dual threat. He's dangerous. When we saw him the first time, nobody knew who he was when he came off the bench for Carson Beck. Now he has proven himself as the quarterback at the University of Georgia.
Yeah, he made plays against Texas that really derailed that third quarter.
Yep.
And if you remember, Texas was in that game until he started making those Superman plays. And I want to go back to Chambers. He hadn't, even though he lost his head coach, lost his offensive coordinator, 2 brilliant offensive minds, don't think that he forgot how to play football. He's a football player. And both of us had our mouth open when he played in the playoffs this past season. So I'm not going to bet against him.
No.
He's actually somebody that I look at as being a late first-round pick, early second-round pick next year.
Yeah, he's a guy that, as I said, he makes me a little bit nervous every time I watch him, and knowing that he's got to come and play the University of Texas is on my mind for sure. And then you look at Marcel Reed. You know, Marcel Reed gets a lot of criticism. He was electric player for them, but when he lost to Texas and then they lose in the playoff round, he didn't play well. So you have to look and see what next step is he going to be able to take for Texas A&M. Mike Elko, hell of a coach, puts these guys, they're going to be tough-minded as well. They put players in the right position, and they have some playmakers too. But A&M is only going to go as far as Marcel Reed takes them.
Marcel played bad because he was forced to. That was the best pressure that Texas got all season. they got after it. They beat people within a second in the second half. So he was running for his life. So before you give him the he was mediocre. It wasn't a mediocre game
He
for
wasn't
him.
good in the playoffs either.
He got beat up.
Yeah, he didn't play well in the playoffs, and that's why I said I got to see him take that next step for Texas A&M to be able to say that they're in the right spot. There's going to be some new quarterbacks at some of these other teams. You got to see who's going to be taking over for Diego Pavia. You got to see what's going to happen at Auburn. There's a lot of turnover when it comes to the SEC and some of these new coaches. DJ Lagway has left Florida. We'll see what ends up happening with Florida as well. But if you're going to look at the top of the charts, you got to look at Arch Manning, what he brings. And, of course, you got Trinidad Chambliss, as we talked about, in the number 2 spot. Before we go to break, Marcus, I want you to play that sound about Coach Milwee on what makes Arch Manning what he is.
The communication that he has with it, whether it's myself, Sark, Coach Mamate, like just the amount of interaction that you have with him. Like, he's not going home and watching TV shows all night. He's not on Netflix all night. Like, he's watching and he's preparing, and whatever the next day is, third down, ready, he's watching that. He has answers and questions when he comes in the next day.
And that's what it's all about.
Wow.
That's what's going to take you to that next level. And that's why everybody is looking at the University of Texas as a team to be reckoned with when it comes to next season. I know you said about the 2 years, 3 years, or 2 games, 3 games for next year. They're gonna be some challenges, but I can't wait to see what football season is going to look like when it comes to the Texas Longhorns. Coming up next, we're going to talk NBA. Wemby takes a fall. The Rockets, man, they are a bakery, and I'll explain why I call them the bakery. We'll talk about it. Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman joins us at 7:34, and we'll hear from Coach Sark on what it's like to build a football team. All right here in hour number 1 of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
The voice of the Horns, Craig Way on 1300 The Zone, weekdays at 2.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are closed down due to a crash on the 290 Service Road westbound at 183. Stick to the main lanes here to avoid these slowdowns. A crash blocks off the right lane on 183 southbound after Highway 71 at Riverside Drive. There's also a wreck on East 9th Street at the southbound side of the I-35 Service Road. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
It's Car Care Month, and Summit Racing has what you need for bumper-to-bumper care. Revive the interior, exterior, underhood, and more. Shop summitracing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 3rd, 2026.
I am dedicated. I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT. Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train, and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
Come join the Zone broadcast crew and the Rowdy Cowgirls this Thursday for the first day of the Pro Football Draft. We'll be broadcasting live from the porch at Rowdy Cowboy and Round Rock beginning at 2 p.m. on I-35 Frontage Road, just north of Loop 45. Let's get rowdy.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it.
The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Individual results may vary.
Ownwell has saved us over $2,000 in 2 years. Trying to protest your taxes on your own, it can drive somebody mad. Get onto Ownwell, create an account, input information about your house. They do everything for you, and it's amazing.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money. Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text HOME to 64,000. Text HOME to 64,000. That's HOME to 64,000.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Smart drivers don't chase deals, they make decisions. This tax season, instead of spending your refund, invest it in something that keeps paying you back. At Steel Hyundai and Kyle, get 0% for 60 months on the all-new 2026 Tucson Hybrid, or 0% for 72 months on the entire all-electric Ioniq lineup. Less spin on gas, less spin on interest, more value every mile. Plus, every new Hyundai comes backed by America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile, and owner assurance. Everything we do is driven by you. SteelHyundaiKyle.com.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
And Vassell for the Spurs. To Vassell for the tie. Out there and no, it's deflected. Final seconds, the Blazers will win. The Portland Trail Blazers will escape with a 106-103 win. 27-10 run to close it out.
Unbelievable finish last night in San Antonio as the San Antonio Spurs fall to the Blazers 106-103. Scoot Henderson came out and played like a man possessed. We knew he was going to do that because of the fact that it's him versus Wemby. Wemby ends up getting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs with the pulled chair from behind him, and he falls down. Not a good look. He's going to be in concussion protocol. So it's going to be an uphill battle for the San Antonio Spurs. They have the talent. Let's not get it twisted. They played without Wembanyama plenty of times throughout the season. But the thing that really bothered me yesterday was guys disappeared. And the guys that I needed to play well did not play well.
What happened to Fox?
What happened to Castle? I mean, Castle was missing wide open jumpers and shooting the air balls late in the ball game. And I attributed it to his, he plays so many minutes that he might have been tired at the end of it. But the fact still remains, he had opportunities to make some open shots and he shot air balls. It made me question a lot of what he was doing because he was 0 of 5. He was 7 of 20 from the field and 2 of 6. Devin Vassell, 0 of 5 from three-point land. Victor obviously only played 12 minutes. He didn't get a chance to really get going. The bench play was kind of suspect as well. Keldon Johnson didn't play well coming off the bench. Harrison Barnes and Harper each got hurt during that game. So we're going to end up seeing how their wrists are doing after the game. But it was a physical matchup for the San Antonio Spurs. But I want you to hear the call when Wemby fell, and it was not a good sound either.
Sure. Walk-in three here. Wemby thought about walking into one as well. Moving on, Holiday. Try to pull the chair, get out of the way. Wembanyama to the deck. Foul on Holiday.
And I think he did pull the chair, too. It looked like Wemby might have been a little bit out of control there.
Victor takes a moment. Not sure if his face hit first on the floor as he went down.
Oh, he's dazed.
Dazed, yeah.
He is dazed. Now they're going to call a timeout here. That's the decision here by Mitch Johnson.
And they have to, giving him time to get up. The fans are chanting, but Johnson's being told right now.
And they just called a timeout.
By Curtis Blair.
He didn't hear that.
Yeah, he ain't hear nothing. They
that.
just chant all they want to.
Yeah, he didn't.
All he could hear is.
Yeah. Only thing he heard was them birds on the cartoon. All he concussed. It looked bad. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how he didn't brace himself for that. Tried to throw the ball out the way and couldn't get his hands down quick enough, and it was not good. But here is his coach, Mitch Johnson, when after the game talking about the protocols, the expectations, and what they're going to be able to do next.
You know, it's tough. That protocol is the protocol, so we'll just follow it as everyone else does and plan accordingly.
And so we'll see what ends up happening with Wembanyama. Not a good look for the Spurs.
Not at all. It reminded me of that time Doc Rivers hit his face on the floor and knocked his two front teeth out. You remember that?
Yep.
Like he did not protect his face, and I'm wondering why he didn't go hands down or at least like try to turn to the side and fall.
Well, when he made the move, he had the ball in his hand, and as he was falling, he threw the ball to his right, and as that was happening, he couldn't get his hands back down in time. So,
golly,
and that's fallen a long way for the big fella. So, what a bad look for right now for them. But the way that they played and did not secure the victory at home, now we got ourselves a series. As I said, Scoot Henderson scored 31 points, was outstanding last night, was aggressive. He looked like Scoot that everybody was talking about because he was moving that fast.
Right, when he was a rookie. Like we wanted to see this version of him all along. And finally, we were able to see that. But my thing is, Hardge, when you're a star and Fox is a star, when your other guy goes out or the best player on your team or the next best player on your team or however you phrase it, you turn it up and take over. He did not do that. He didn't do it. He facilitated more than he should have. And I think that the game plan now will have to change, obviously, with Wemby being gone. Mitch is going to have to be like, listen, you're the guy. Like, get everybody else spread out and go to work. Like, I want you to have 30 tonight. And I don't want you to take 35 shots to get it. Like, let's go. And that's, I didn't see that with Fox. Fox, that's what great players do. Right now, it looks like Fox is a good player. But if they want to win this championship, he's going to have to be great. Because you can't win it with one guy.
Right.
Olajuwon would have won 5 championships if that was the case.
Yeah. Well, I think, too, I mean, it was a physical basketball game as well. And he couldn't get to the paint. They were playing some good defense. There was a lot that was going on within there. He took 16 shots. I mean, he and Vassell and Castle, between the three of them, they took 42 shots. So they did pick up the pace. They just weren't hitting. I mean, they finished 17, 16, and 18. But the reality of it is there was moments in that game that they had a chance to stop. what Portland was doing. They had Robert Williams getting the and ones and doing different things coming off the bench. Drew Holiday is a menace. He had 9 assists. He is a guy that understands what it's like to play in big ball games. So now they got to regroup and be ready to go. Now we go out to L.A. and talk a little bit about what LeBron James turning back the clock was able to do. But the other part of it is when you look at what the turnover kings, the bakery kings, because all they were doing was turning the ball over, the Houston Rockets, you look at them, they had 15 turnovers last night to 12 on the LA Lakers. But LeBron James gave us vintage LeBron James.
Right pass. Quick first step, reverse dunk. He still does that, by the way. That quick first step right here.
Oh, beautiful. Look at the dunk.
Worth another look here as we take you to break. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. LeBron was playing bully basketball once again. And I sent y'all a video early before this even talked about it, where Shannon Sharp said Lakers in 5. I believe it now. I believe it because what I've seen from the Rockets, nobody did.
I do now.
Nobody believed it because they weren't going to have Austin Reeves and they weren't going to have Luka Doncic.
The Houston Rockets is going to get Luke Kennard a big contract.
Yeah. Luke Kennard has been playing great against them. Marcus Smart, he turned back the clock on them as well. You know, you start looking at what you're getting from their starting lineup. They got all the points except for 6, and that was from Jackson Hayes. They scored 101 points. They scored 95 with the starting lineup.
And it wasn't because of the offense. They did break the clock. They did bust 100. But it was the defense that they played that shocked me. They bracketed Kevin Durant, and anytime that he got the ball, they bracketed him. And Sengun, they did the same thing. They forced the other guys to score, and the other guys could not get the job done. Not to mention the fact that Kevin Durant was hobbled. I mean, he's coming off of missing the first game because of a knee injury. So he wasn't 100%, and he's not going to be 100%. I mean, he looked really tired.
He played 41 minutes last night.
Yeah, he looked really tired, and I really feel like Kevin Durant is the linchpin in this whole thing. If he can bounce back, then maybe they'll get more than one.
If Kevin Durant doesn't turn the ball over 9 times, maybe they get back into it. But not if they bring back Luka and Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is close to returning. I don't see the Rockets figuring this out, and that is very, very disappointing that if the Rockets can't turn this thing around. When we come back, we'll have Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joining us next, talk all things Longhorns and get his thoughts on what's been going on the 40 acres. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
All lanes are blocked off due to a crash on the service road of Highway 290 westbound at 183. There's also a new accident causing slowdowns on Loop 360 northbound just after Bee Cave Road. And watch out for a stalled vehicle that has the right lane blocked off on I-35 going northbound at Palmer. Right now, thankfully not causing too much of a time loss. I'm Jason Fossler with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation.
Hey, y'all, this is Post Malone. Back in '86, Stevie Ray Vaughan inspired Texans to take pride in ending roadside litter. Don't Mess with Texas has meant don't litter for 40 years. Let's keep it up.
Brought to you by TxDOT.
Hardball Hardge here with Covert Chevy Hutto. This April, the Blue Bonnets are blooming, and so are the savings. Right now, get $13,750 off of MSRP on the new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 LTZs and $11,000 off of MSRP on the new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Trail Bosses. Just like Blue Bonnet season, these deals won't last long. Visit Covert Chevy Hutto today, right off of 79. And experience the Covert difference. CovertChevyHuddle.com. Together, let's drive.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home, beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Leander, this is your new spot. Willie's Grill and Ice House is now open. We're talking a full scratch kitchen, stacked burgers, hand-battered chicken tenders, and crawfish delivered fresh from Louisiana every single day. Ice cold drinks covered. Full bar ready. Wall-to-wall TVs for every game, of course. And because it's Texas, a completely climate-controlled covered patio. So whether you're grabbing drinks, catching the game, or posting up with your crew, this is your spot. Willie's Grill and Ice House, now open in Leander. Additional locations in Georgetown, Pflugerville, and Kyle.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. Stan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Victor Wembanyama took a hard fall in the second quarter, suffered a concussion, did not return as the Trailblazers rallied from 14 down in the fourth quarter, beat the Spurs 106-103 to even their first-round series at a game apiece. Lakers held off the Rockets, take a 2-0 series lead. Guardians rallied with 6 runs in the eighth, beat the Astros 8-5. I'm Ronta Moss.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com. Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
American soccer is about to explode.
The World Cup is coming.
Ramos sending on to Ernie Stewart, the chip.
I'm Tab Ramos.
I'm Tom Boak. On our podcast, Inside American Soccer, you'll get the real storylines, the biggest decisions, and the truth about the U.S. national team.
It wouldn't be a huge surprise if our team ends up in the quarterfinals or potentially a great run into the semifinals.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Inside American Soccer, and listen now.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. You know what time it is. It's Wednesday, so that means we talk to our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. And Danny, what's going on, man? Always good to chop it up with you. We'll get into Texas football and your thoughts on everything that's going on. But last night, Texas baseball ends up getting rained out. I was there. It was going to be a special day because it was the salute to service day with Air Force being there. They planned to fly over. They were going to have parachuters coming out and jumping onto the field. It was going to be a special day, but it ended up getting rained out, as you know. But I want to go back to the weekend. They did something that had never been done. Well, hadn't been done at Texas in a long time. They struck out 49 guys in a 3-game series. You've been covering baseball. Have you seen anything like that?
No, because I think Texas tweeted out yesterday, this is the first time in school history it's ever happened, and my high school team didn't have baseball, so it wasn't something I would have witnessed growing up. But obviously that's a lot of strikeouts, and part of it was Alabama perhaps being a little bit too aggressive with their approach, although this wasn't an Alabama team that struck out a ton coming into the series, but they were very, very aggressive at the plate. But you also had 3 really good pitchers starting, and then Sam Cozart was apparently pitching every day this weekend, and some other relievers with some good stuff. So it's a combination of really good Texas pitching, really good stuff being thrown by those guys, and Alabama maybe being a little bit too aggressive at the plate, and maybe they should have readjusted at least on Sunday, because I don't think any of us think of Luke Harrison as a strikeout pitcher, but they couldn't hit him either. So it was a crazy weekend.
Pretty much all the starting pitchers set career highs in strikeouts in a single game. So it was very, very impressive. One of the things that has been talked about a lot, though, is the lineup and the changes in the lineup. Obviously, moving Aiden Robbins and Carson Tenney to 1 and 2. Both of those guys have combined for 29 home runs on the year, but it's the later part of the lineup that has been struggling and given Texas fits about trying to score runs. I know you don't have the crystal ball and you're not the head coach, but what have you been seeing from the Texas baseball team at the bottom of that lineup?
Wish I was the head coach. I'd be making a lot more money. Maybe not talking to you jokers on this Wednesday.
Oh, you would. You'd be Thursday.
You
would talk
still
to us
be
on
talking
Thursday.
to us
You would talk to
jokers.
us on Thursday.
Yeah, I get later in the week slot. But yeah, obviously, I mean, with this lineup, there's obviously some concerns. If you're Texas, you need Casey Barber to be just more consistent. We know what he can do. You need to figure out what's going on with that third outfield slot, because it seems like there just seems to be, whether it's Darian Pendergrass, whether it's Jaden Duplantier, whether Ashton Larson was going to get the start last night, albeit in left field instead of right field. They've moved Anthony Pack over, so you kind of need to figure out what exactly can get consistency with that third outfield spot. Although Jaden had a big hit on Saturday, and Darian, when he's healthy, has kind of showed last week at least why Texas went after him in the transfer portal, and Ashton Larson's had some moments. So you just need those guys to be more consistent, because the top of the lineup, Aiden Robbins is probably if not the one of the best hitters in the conference, and some of those other guys have had their moments, and now Ethan Mendoza batting 5th. I mean, you have some talent in that lineup. You just need the bottom of the lineup to be more consistent, because it's easier to it's a little tough to pitch around the top of the lineup when the bottom can get it done as well.
Danny, you think that this weekend they made that decision to take a lot of cuts at the ball because they thought that Texas just throws it across the plate?
I mean, I would have to be in their meeting room to figure out exactly what their game plan was. But I mean, it was intentional that they were that aggressive. I think Carson Tenney said after Sunday that they figured that out pretty early, that they were being very aggressive, and they just didn't adjust, which is I don't want to say a failure of coaches, because they did win on Sunday. So you don't want to drag Alabama too much, but yeah, they just came in this weekend and wanted to be aggressive, which wasn't exactly what they had been doing throughout the season. Like I said, their strikeout numbers weren't terrible. I think they're averaging maybe 8.5 strikeouts per game going into that series. So they weren't overly aggressive throughout the year, but it was deliberate, and Texas took advantage.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I continue to look at. We're talking to Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. And Danny, Texas obviously is getting ready to go on the road. They're going to Vanderbilt, headed to Nashville for a big series. Vanderbilt is kind of they're the first team out as of right now when you look at the regional slots and who's going to be in, who's going to be out. But it's also Vanderbilt. This is a team that has been traditionally one of the best teams in the conference, let alone in NCAA baseball. Texas does have to get some runs on the board, but that pitching with Dylan Volantis going into the Friday slot, Coach Schlossnagle said he's going to leave them there. And then, of course, follow it with Ruger and the great performance that we've got from Luke bouncing back after that Texas A&M. This could be a big weekend for Texas as they get a chance to try to close that gap against Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, This is Vanderbilt team. Vanderbilt was the number 1 overall seed in the tournament last year. Texas was the number 2 overall, but Vanderbilt was number 1. They got upset in the regionals as well, so that wasn't ideal. So they've been kind of reeling since then. But you have to go on the road. It's not going to be it's going to be a hostile environment. It may rain all weekend in Nashville too. So they may have got a preview of waiting out another rain delay last night with what they're going to face this weekend. But yeah, if you're Texas, you want to see Ken Ruger-Riojas win again. I mean, he hadn't necessarily been struggling, but Texas had been failing to win in his starts until last week. Luke Harrison was A&M the blip, or was last week the blip? What exactly does Texas get from him now that he's kind of settled into that closer Sunday starter role? So, I mean, there's still a lot of answers to be answered with this Texas team, who's obviously very hungry, wanting to catch. No one wants to be behind the Aggies in the standings if you're a Longhorn, and obviously Georgia is trying to kind of pull away from both those teams. So a lot on the line, but yeah, this is a very hungry Vanderbilt team, which, if they win a series against Texas, that looks very, very good on their resume. As they try
Danny, I didn't know that you had a career in basketball. I heard you this week when you had your complaints.
I am no villain. I'm a nice guy with 2 kids and a wife. I think it's admiration. Great, passionate fans in a really hostile environment. It's fun. It's basketball. It's the playoffs. And if anything, I think it's a sign of respect.
Wow, Danny. Well, you've been holding out.
I don't know who that is, but that's not me. Sounds like whoever dulcet tones those are. Those sounds like a smart guy though.
Well, pretty good, because it was C.J. McCollum. It was C.J. McCollum
knocked off the Knicks.
Yeah, and obviously he went to Lehigh. He went to Lehigh.
Well, so I wish I had CJ's bank account. If you guys want to if the bank wants to mistake us too, that's fine on my behalf.
No doubt. I wanted to ask you this because obviously Texas football spring has come to an end, and now we get ready, and all the prognostications and publications talking about this team and what the expectations are. As we wrapped up, what were some of your biggest takeaways from what you've heard, from what you've seen, and where this team is possibly headed?
I mean, I think by now, Hardge, kind of know what I feel about preseason polls and preseason.
I do.
And all of that, but I think if you're kind of went through the spring, practices and press conferences, and if you actually went out to that spring scrimmage, which I did not, I decided to go do baseball instead. So I wasn't stuck in that line failing to get a picture or watching a glorified practice, on Saturday. But I think Texas was pretty optimistic about the newcomers that they brought in, whether it was a Cam Coleman or Raheem Biles or Rasheem Biles, or some of those, some of those transfers, or the 22 freshmen that they early enrolled. I think Texas was pretty optimistic with what they got from those guys, and those are obviously people who are going to have to contribute this fall to this team, starting to get in the Texas State game. So obviously Arch didn't play much or practice much. He was able to do some things, but he was limited. It seems like he's pretty healthy though. They were just kind of being overly cautious with him towards the end, and we kind of know what Arch is at this point. But if you're Texas, you got to look at these newcomers that you're going to need this fall, and I think it's a productive spring for them in that aspect.
Did want to ask you this because I think everybody always has their player to watch or somebody that might not be on the radar. Mine is Jermaine Bishop Jr. I think he's going to be an impact player for this Texas football team immediately. Is there a player that you're thinking about or possibly wondering if he's going to be impactful coming in to the University of Texas?
I kind of agreed with what Steve said a couple weeks ago that he's not under the radar, but Ryan Wingo has been really kind of forgotten on this team. And, that happens when you bring in a Cam Coleman and, everyone expecting what Cam Coleman is going to be. But I think Chris Jackson said it. Steve has alluded to it. I mean, those two can't be successful without each other playing well. And Cam Coleman's doing his thing. That's going to open up a lot of opportunities for Ryan Wingo. And if Ryan Wingo's doing his thing, that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for Cam Coleman. And if this Texas passing game is going to be as explosive as Texas believes it can be, those two are going to need to step up. I mean, this is a good receiving room. There's lots of talent in it, but those two are the alphas. And, Ryan Wingo is going to kind of, I guess, show people why he decided to stick around and, why, he's the 1A or the 1B to Cam Coleman's 1A or 1B. And then, see if a guy like Kalik Lockin can kind of take the next step. We saw what he could do in the Citrus Bowl, but let's see what happens with him, with his another year of seasoning this fall.
And I think, a lot of people forget about Emmett Mosley too. So I think he'll be another guy that might pop. Texas basketball, women's basketball made a move in the transfer portal. What do you know about the young lady that came from Oklahoma?
I mean, it's not just an Oklahoma transfer. I mean, Zaya's family is like an Oklahoma legacy. Her sister was a baller there. Co-Big 12 Player of the Year with Madison a few years ago during Oklahoma and Texas's last run through the Big 12. So I mean, this is someone who's she's a Oklahoma native. So this is someone who's kind of grown up paid in Texas. You'd assume. So obviously, her coming over to Texas, Vic must have sold her something. But yeah, Texas is going to need some guard help. That was definitely something with Jordan and Aaliyah leaving that you didn't want to just have freshmen or, go into the season with just Bree back there. So this is a good two guard. I think her and Bree Preston would kind of be the front runners for to be the starters at the position, with some of those freshmen coming along and maybe able to get some minutes as the season progresses. But yeah, this is a position of need. Zaya started all of Oklahoma's games last year, and Oklahoma's a top 16 team, so that's pretty impressive. So it was a good portal addition. I don't know if it completely balances out Jordan Lee leaving or Aaliyah Crump leaving, but it addresses a position of need for this team.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they end up doing, because it's still, people had to be in the portal by Monday. So we'll see who they might get a little bit later. As always, Danny, we appreciate you taking the time, and enjoy the rest of the week. Hopefully it won't keep raining on your head.
Well, there's a big target right here, so we'll see what God can do.
I totally understand, my brother. I totally understand. As always, man, thanks, bro.
I'll see y'all.
All right, there he is, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. When we come back, we're going to hear from Coach Sark as he tells Marshawn Lynch and Michael Robinson what it's like to build a roster. And Marshawn really is tripping on this one. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Get ready to cheer on your Round Rock Express right here on 1300 The Zone. From the first pitch to the final out, Round Rock Express baseball, only on 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are blocked off due to a crash on the service road of Highway 290 westbound at 183. There's also a new accident causing slowdowns on Loop 360 northbound just after Bee Cave Road. And watch out for a stalled vehicle that has the right lane blocked off on I-35 going northbound at Palmer. Right now, thankfully not causing too much of a time loss. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lorenz & Lorenz Personal Injury Attorneys.
I'm attorney Ted Lorenz. If you've been hurt in a car or truck wreck, Lorenz & Lorenz is here for you. We offer a free consultation and don't get paid until we win your case. Lorenz & Lorenz, we're on top of it. Austin, Texas.
Have you figured out your favorite day at the Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock yet? The hottest new sports bar in Texas. Great every day or any day with the Rowdy Cowgirls. An amazing menu of food and drinks, 70 big screen TVs. But Tuesday is Bikinis and Booze Day. All day, spirits, beers, Rowdy Cowgirls. So saddle up and hit the road and join us at Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock, on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 loop.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
50 years in the Lone Star State, a one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs Wine Spirits and Finer Foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shout Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shout Specs, low price, amazing. Here's to you. Shout, cheers to savings.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
When money's tight and you're behind, it can be tough to play catch up. But Liberty Mutual can help you make a comeback, a fourth quarter go-ahead drive, if you will. Liberty Mutual is clutch by customizing your car and home insurance to save you money, especially when you bundle. It's insurance built for real people with a team that works hard to help keep more of what matters most in your pocket, money. Liberty, 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 liberty. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent, libertymutual.com.
At Steel Round Rock GMC, we don't just sell trucks and SUVs, we raise the bar. It's called the Steel Standard. Every new vehicle comes with over $1,400 in added protection and no extra cost. Other dealers charge for this. We don't. Including ceramic window tint with a lifetime warranty plus our comprehensive protection package. The price you see is the price you pay. Just the way it should be. Only at Steel Round Rock GMC. Everything we do is driven by you, GMC. We are professional grade.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app could win you something amazing.
The iHeart Awards in LA.
Plus, it's the fastest way to get your voice on your favorite station.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
I love you guys. Have a good day.
Try the TalkBack mic now. Just open the free iHeartRadio app.
Longhorns baseball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to Kickoff right here on Sports Radio. Shout out to Danny Davis, the Austin American State, for joining us tomorrow at that time, 7:34. We'll have Eric Henry of Horns 247, and at 8 a.m. we'll have the head coach of Texas baseball, Coach Jim Slosky, talking about his team's weekend, and of course the rain out yesterday. And I know that he was very disappointed that they didn't get the game in, mainly because the Air Force Academy was here and it was salute to service night. So it would have been a very, very special night. But right now, I want to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Eric Clapton's Crossroad Guitar Festival, September the 26th at the Moody Center. All you got to do is tap that red microphone on the free iHeartRadio app. Leave the keyword domino for a chance to win a pair of tickets for September the 26th, Eric Clapton's Crossroads Guitar Festival at the Moody Center. We'll be giving them away all week long. And, of course, make sure you stay locked into the Craig Way Show this afternoon. That will start at 2:50. Craig Way Show will start at 2:50 today because we got Round Rock Express baseball that will take place starting at 10:50 this morning, all right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Coach Steve Sarkisian had a conversation with Marshawn Lynch and Michael Robinson on Get Got podcast. By the way, that is Don't Get Got. Don't get got, as Marshawn likes to say. And he talked about what it's like to build a roster in college football today.
Let's just go with the narrative out there that there's $20 million in revenue share. We're just going to go with that narrative for right now. Okay. And so I got a $20 million roster. Okay. I got to pay a quarterback that's going to play. I got to pay an elite receiver or two if you want to be really good. I got to pay a pass rusher or two. The elite left tackle, all right, from wherever, whatever state, wherever. You got to want to pay them to get them, right? That's called a signing bonus, whatever it is. But that money's coming out of that $20 million. But to say he's going to go in there and start at left tackle as a true freshman to defend, I mean, he's got to protect that quarterback. And he's got to block for that running back in this conference, probably not realistic. So the more money you invest in those young linemen, well, that's really dead money because it's it's a developmental position. It is. And what's happening is those players aren't getting developed. They're just getting thrown to the wolves because
they're making the money.
They're making money.
Development, though. Not when the bullets is flying. No, they not.
It's tough, man.
I know. I'm saying.
Yeah,
not when
you
expect them to block some of these pass
bullets
rushers.
start
flying.
And a little different. In college football, some of these pass rushers have been there for 6-7 years. They're 24, 25 years old.
And know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Know what they're doing.
So what we need to do with, because man, I'm show love to the running back for sure. But I mean, if you can't protect your asset back there at quarterback, and then you got somebody on that edge who like, well, I know that this guy no chance to block me. I'm finna eat.
He doesn't have, remember us as young players, man. We might have had the physical ability early, but we didn't have like the mental discipline to play 70 snaps of doing right every play. We drifted. We were in another space. I had a good run. Whoo, I'm good. I threw that touchdown. I'm good. Bam, pick, bam, fumble, bam, go the wrong way, bam, don't pick up the blitz. Like that's young players. That's the difference.
You factor in all of this.
Yeah.
Right, I know if
he's gonna make a mistake.
Then he probably, but I know because he's young is not.
But
let me just stay consistent.
He's managing his own expectations,
no, I know,
bro.
but that's what I'm saying. That's
like if I'm an older player. Think about Indiana. They had a hell of a year. Coach Signetti, amazing job. He was starting six-year seniors.
Yeah. So
those guys, what do 6-year seniors? What do they have?
You know what they have? Experience,
and you can't buy it.
And strength.
Old man strength.
Yeah, they got that
26
strength.
years old.
Exactly, which is why I keep saying
playing against my 19-year-old kid.
That's how this game is gone now. That's how you got to build. And that's how you get to championships. Hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. Coming up next, we're going to talk about that roster configuration, but more importantly, where Texas ranks in this kind of poll. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns, Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Millions of people move every year for all kinds of reasons. Could be a new job, growing family, or just the need to start fresh. Whatever it is, when that time comes, it helps to go with a company that you can trust. That's where Penske Truck Rental comes in. Their trucks are clean, newer, well-maintained, so you're starting your move with equipment that you can count on. Penske is also the only one that gives you free unlimited miles on one-way rentals. So if your plans shift or you take a detour, there's no extra cost for the extra miles. They won't even charge you for updating your reservation. Penske gets it. Life changes and your plans do as well. They've got you covered. Over 2,000 locations, support around the clock, real people who actually answer the phone. Great people to deal with. Penske helps you gain ground like no other company can. Go to PenskeTruckRental.com or download the Penske Truck Rental app and find what you need today.
The Spring Savings Kickoff is on at Group 1 Ford of South Austin. Lease the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport for just $299 a month and $299 due at signing. Or drive the 2026 Ford Explorer, now $399 a month with $399 due at signing. Zero security deposit. With transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons, what you see is what you pay. Shop Group 1 Ford of South Austin today. 36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Excludes tax, title, registration, and license fees. See dealer for full details. Offers end 4/30/26.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app could win you something amazing.
The iHeart Awards in LA.
Plus, it's the fastest way to get your voice on your favorite station.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
I love you guys. Have a good day.
Try the talkback mic now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
M2.
Well, you still ride your skateboard to work. There's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control of my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeart Radio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. And hour number 1, we talked about Arch Manning in the SEC quarterback rankings. And of course, Arch is the top dog. But you know as well as I do, you got to play the game to get it done. The 76ers beat the Celtics in Boston 111-97. The Spurs fall to the Trailblazers 106-103 as Wemby is now cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs as he is sitting in the protocol for a concussion. And the Rockets bakery was open last night as they kept turning the ball over. And LeBron went back to 23 years ago when he was dunking on everybody with the Lakers winning 101-94. We also talked to our guy, Danny Davis. And last, we just heard from Coach Sark talking about building a roster. And that leads us into this next segment that has a lot to do with ESPN and Bill Connelly with the SP Plus rankings. And it says pretty much that Texas has the hardest schedule in the country. Now, let me explain to you what SP is. The SP Plus ratings, described as a tempo and an opponent-adjusted measure of college football efficiency. It also has the preseason stage, the data on the rosters, returning productivity, and so much more. So with the season being away that it is and being ready to get into the season, Bill Connelly came out with the toughest schedules that are out there. Texas will play the number 1, the number 15, the number 12, the number 19, the number 16, the number 20, the number 10, the number 9 team, all in 2026.
Good Lord.
So every game that Texas plays, going back to your point, Mark, of what you said earlier, about if they can get through this with 2 losses, that's one hell of a run because of the fact that what I just said, Ohio State, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Florida, Ole Miss, Missouri, LSU, and Texas A&M are all part of that schedule for
and
Texas.
4 of those teams that you mentioned will be in the top 10 this season.
Ohio State is one of them. Texas A&M is one of them. And LSU is the other. Oklahoma is just outside of the top 10 at number 12. Florida, 19. Tennessee, 15. Ole Miss, 16. And Missouri, number 20. So as you start to look at that and the strength of the schedules, it's going to be a very difficult run. Texas finished with the number 10th strength of schedule and the number 9 strength of schedule last year in the ESPN Power Index and the college football rankings, and they didn't make it into the college football rankings. So with all that being done, they finished the season. They went 9-3. They ended up winning the game, so they went 10-3 in the Cheez-It Bowl. And now we try to see exactly what's going to happen with this football team.
Well, they lost 3 games. That's the issue. That's why I said that with this schedule, I don't trust the committee to say, okay, you had 3 losses again, and I know your schedule was tough, but we put an emphasis on not winning or not losing more than 2 games, regardless of how tough your schedule was, because they did not take that into consideration last year.
I think a key with that is you can't have a hiccup game like Florida.
You cannot have it this year.
And people keep saying that about the Florida game, and I don't look at the Florida game as that hiccup game. I have the hiccup game as the game against Georgia where they got embarrassed. They lost 35-10. Florida, yeah, that Florida team, they ended up falling apart at the end. But again, Texas lost that game by a touchdown. I mean, let's call it what it is. And that is when we figured out who Arch Manning was. Arch Manning showed us some grit. He showed us some fight. He showed us that they're going to be in every single game. Yeah. To me, the Kentucky game was almost a slip. They won the game, but they didn't look good. Kentucky was fighting for their lives. It's tough to win at Kentucky. You go to overtime against Mississippi State, and then you got the Georgia game where you beat Vanderbilt. Almost gave that game to them. Diego Pavia thought he was going to the NFL right after that game because they played well. But it was Georgia going on the road and getting beat 35-10. You didn't show up. And that is where I think the committee was like, wait a minute, man. How are we supposed to sit here and fight for you? And you can say the Florida game. That's fine. But it was the other games along the way that had people talking about Texas in a negative light.
It's hard to look at it like that and say, nah, I don't agree, but I do agree. I mean, a blowout loss, regardless of the fact that it was a close game until the third quarter, and there was a couple of mistakes made where touchdowns were scored, like in succession.
Yeah. And then you look at what, you can go back to Florida. They were a 4-8 team. They fired their coach and all that other stuff. But Florida, they were in a lot of football games too. They beat Mississippi State 23-21. Georgia, that game was 24-20. So that wasn't a bad football team. Texas, when they got them, They just weren't ready for him. And they were in the swamp. And, you know, it could go so many different ways. But it's those other games that people were looking at when you start to look at. If you ask anybody, they're going to bring up the Florida. And Coach Sark even said it. He said, the Florida game is not what people are looking at. It's those other games where we had to – don't forget, there had to be a touchdown pass in that game against Mississippi State from Matthew Caldwell.
Right.
I mean, Texas could have lost another game if Matthew Caldwell doesn't come in and throw that dime.
Superman.
Yes. So there's a lot that goes into this. And
maybe
again,
not Superman, maybe Batman.
Well, he was actually
They
robbing.
threw up the bat.
He was robbing on that one. He was robbing in that one. But Emmett Mosley with the great catch. You know what I'm saying? So there were so many different things that happened. You got the great punt return in that game from Ryan Niblett. I mean, there's so many.
You bring up
different
Niblett.
moments.
How many times he bailed them out?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there was things that were happening last year that a lot of folks were not happy about. And now we got to see and you got to look at it. And then our man Sal, he was talking about the game losing to Georgia and Ohio State is one of the games, but he thought that the Florida game was the crusher as well. Look, I hear y'all, and everybody brings it up. They didn't play well against Ohio State. They lost by 7. They were 1 play away.
They were the only team that lost by less than 17 points against Ohio State.
And so,
and all you got to do is look at this draft. The first 15 picks, there's going to be 4 guys from Ohio State draft.
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5.
That
maybe
defensive tackle.
In the first half. In the first round. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So you start looking at some of these things and trying to figure it all out and what the expectations are. I'm with Texas and the expectation because go and look at what is happening on the 40 acres talent-wise. Talent-wise. You going to tell me we got a chance to get Will Muschamp a full time to get ready with all these players on what he wants to do and how he's going to use these guys with a Colin Simmons coming off that edge, Alex January, who another player that people must have forgot about, that's going to bring it.
Justice Terry.
You've got people that are going to cause
Colton
problems.
Vasek is coming along, they said.
We're going to see. But you got depth. And that's the main thing that Texas needed to continue to roll. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversation. Speaking of the draft, Todd Archer did a mock draft, no trades, that we're going to discuss. And Mike Vrabel finally made a statement. Finally talked about the Diana Rossini situation. I'm glad he's finally said something. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
UT football, basketball, and baseball.
All in one station for all. This is why I listen. 1300 The Zone. 1300 The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
Some good news on the service road of Highway 290 westbound. All lanes are back open after a crash at 183 has been taken care of. There is a stalled vehicle, though, blocking off the left lane going northbound the I-35 service road at FM 1431. And watch out for a crash causing delays on Loop 360 northbound just after Bee Cave Road. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
The ref says the play is under review. Fans stare at the screen, slow motion, zoom in. Another angle. Finally, someone in the stand says, look, while y'all are trying to figure this out, I'm going to be reviewing an ice cold Bud Light. Because it's crisp, it's cold, and always the right decision. Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas Athletics. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Smart drivers don't chase deals, they make decisions. This tax season, instead of spending your refund, invest it in something that keeps paying you back. At Steel Hyundai and Kyle, get 0% for 60 months on the all-new 2026 Tucson Hybrid, or 0% for 72 months on the entire all-electric Ioniq lineup. Less spin on gas, less spin on interest, more value every mile. Plus, every new Hyundai comes backed by America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile, and owner assurance. Everything we do is driven by you. SteelHyundaiKyle.com.
Come join the Zone broadcast crew and the Rowdy Cowgirls this Thursday for the first day of the Pro Football Draft. We'll be broadcasting live from the porch at Rowdy Cowboy and Round Rock beginning at 2 p.m. on I-35 Frontage Road, just north of Loop 45. Let's get rowdy.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
50 years in the Lone Star State, a one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs wine, spirits, and finer foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shout Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shout Specs, low priced, amazing. Here's to you. Shout. Cheers to savings.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. They can't stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m., though. They can help you sell, they can help you market, and they can help you hire in one place. They cannot help you be in 3 places at one time, though. And while they can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business at LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/Dan Patrick Show.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Individual results may vary.
Ownwell has saved us over $2,000 in 2 years. Trying to protest your taxes on your own, it can drive somebody mad. Get onto Ownwell, create an account, input information about your house. They do everything for you, and it's amazing.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money. Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text HOME to 64,000. Text HOME to 64,000. That's HOME to 64,000.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange.
Mike Hardball, Hardge, WWE Hall of Famer, World's Strongest Man, Henry, and of course, Mark behind the board to stay alive. Coming up the World's Strongest Man, bringing you World's Strongest Take. Right now, I want to get into this conversation about the NFL draft. The NFL draft is 2 days. 2 days. That's right, folks. We will be at the Rowdy Cowboy coming up Thursday, starting at 2 o'clock. Come and hang out with myself, Mark Henry, Bucky Godbolt,
Brad
Kellner, and Cam Parker as we lead you all the way up into the draft. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of debates, and we'll try to figure out who's going where. And as always, you know, we're trying to figure out where the Cowboys are going to make a pick and, of course, where the Houston Texans are going to make their pick. Well, yesterday there was some conversation that was being had, and Todd Archer, who covers the Dallas Cowboys, he's there in Dallas. He did his first NFL Nation mock draft. There was no trades allowed, and everyone just went at it.
So my question is, the number one pick obviously was Fernando Mendoza. Everybody understands that. He's been working already with the Raiders as far as playbook and understanding what it is. But he came out and said that the Dallas Cowboys will keep their pick at number 10 or 12, They will have Jordan Tyson, wide receiver from Arizona State. We talked to our guy, Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com. A lot of people have been talking about Jordan Tyson in Texas. The Cowboys are going to go for the first available. At number 20, they have them taking a cornerback, Colton Hood from Tennessee. I think this is going to be a good pick because the Cowboys definitely need something like that in the secondary. Their defense was absolutely horrendous last year.
Atrocious.
So now we're trying to figure out what's next for them. They have the Houston Texans taking Caden McDonald, defensive tackle. That is a place of need for them as well. They were talking about sandwiching a guy in between there. But let me go through the pick. Texas Tech, number 2. Edge rusher David Bailey will go to the Jets. Arvell Reese will be going to the Cardinals. Sonny Styles going to the Titans. We'll get into the Titans conversation in just a little bit. The Jeremiah Love going to the New York Giants, highest running back drafted in this draft. Then you got the Browns at number 6 taking an offensive lineman. The guy that everybody's been talking about that the Cowboys could possibly trade for, Mansour Delane, defensive back from LSU. They are talking about him, but he's going to the Washington Commanders. Carnell Tate will be the first wide receiver off the board. He's going to the Saints. Defensive end with short arms, Reuben Bain Jr., he's going to the Kansas City Chiefs. And Caleb Downs, your guy, Mark, he is going to the New York Giants. So the Giants get a running back and a defensive back, a safety in this draft so far. One name to pay attention to, Omar Cooper Jr. is getting a lot of loves. They believe that he can go to the New York Jets. What are your thoughts on that top 10?
I think that the Cowboys will trade up. I think that it's not going to require another first-round pick to move up. They can move up with a third and a fourth, either to Cleveland or to the Cardinals. And if they move up to the Cardinals, then they may have to drop the third and the fourth round pick.
You might have to give out a lot more to get up that high to get the Cardinals pick.
Well, I don't think it'll require both. I think they can move down, or they'll take a high pick, a second or third round pick from them. Like it's going to be a swap, if you will, of picks, a 2, a 3, a 1 for a 2, that kind of thing, in order for them to get that pick at third. But I think minimally, Cleveland is the one.
All right, so let me ask you this, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all. But my question is there a player that is worth it in this draft to trade up to go get?
Reese at defensive end and Downs at safety.
But what are the needs of the people in front of those people for you to have to go trade to go get those guys? One of them. It's all about need, right? Like, are you just going to draft
the
I'm not talking about
need.
you, but I'm saying it's all about need. Do the Giants need a safety? Not really. Their defense is pretty good. You look at it and you're like, okay.
I said what I said, Hardge, because I don't think the Giants want the Cowboys to get better because they decide to go offense. If the Giants go Love at running back and then they get a wide receiver at 10, then the Cowboys will get one of the 2 guys that they want with the 12th pick. So we have to hope that the Giants say, look, we're going to make our offense as explosive as possible. Because if they don't, and they play the keep away game like they have done in years past, along with the Washington racial slurs or Commanders now, the Cowboys will be able to make a pick. But they play keep away from the Cowboys. The Cowboys do a horrible job of having a poker face. They always say who they like and who they want and who they want to go after. And we heard yesterday the coach from what was it? The coach from the Cardinals said sometimes we just do smoke and mirrors. Like, can the Cowboys do smoke and mirrors, please?
How do we know they're not? How do we know that they're not?
But they're saying who they want. They're
done
saying
well.
that they wanted Downs.
Maybe they're driving the price up. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're seeing that, to Marcus's point, the Cowboys if they're going to make these kinds of moves to go up in there, you're going to have to give up a lot nowadays if you want your guy.
And if Downs is actually their guy, you don't have to trade that high up. You can trade within the 8th or 9th pick. I think the only team that may look at Downs is the Giants.
And
the Giants in this mock is the team that they has drafting Downs at 10.
Yep.
If you can get ahead of the Giants
at number 9, where you trade with Kansas City. But again, this draft, hold on, let's go back. This draft right here that we're talking about has no trades. There was no trades.
This one doesn't.
Yeah,
right, that's
enough.
what I'm saying. So we're talking about the Todd Archer.
And this is a mock. We don't know how the chips will fall. We don't know how teams change their minds within a pick. There's always a surprise.
Just like we just saw with the defensive lineman for the Giants get traded for those picks. Dexter Lawrence, he got traded, and you called him D-Lo. That's so bad. That was so bad for you to do that to D-Lo.
He looked like D-Lo.
It was so bad to do that to D-Lo. But you start looking at it and you understand, like, okay, so then you go over to Lance Zierlein. Lance Zierlein has your thought of the Cowboys trading up to go get Arvell Reese, and they get to keep their number 20 pick. So that's the other part of it. And there was also a trade with the Browns. So they had them trading with the Browns to go up and get Caleb Downs at number 6. So that may be one of those moves. But again, a guy that I truly trust, Bucky Brooks, and what he's been able to come across as, he believes that the Cowboys stay at number 12 and they go get the other safety. The one that nobody's talking about, well, we have not talked about him, is Dylan Thiemann, the safety from Oregon, who is pretty doggone good. And there has been a run on, let's just say, pigment challenge safeties.
Non-melanated.
Non-melanated safeties.
Oh, my God.
From what they've seen in what's happened in
I don't
Philadelphia.
care if he's blue, green, or orange. That dude ran a 4.3.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a guy that is there that may not be your Caleb Downs, but could possibly be our version of Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship, guys that have done well in the league that have also played for Christian Parker, the defensive coordinator. So let's let this man cook and let's just see.
Let him cook then.
We're going to see what happens. This is going to be fun. We can't, this is all guesses and as you mentioned, smoke and mirrors. So we'll see what ends up happening. Coming up next, we'll have the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man right here on a Way Back Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Be careful as you hit the roads this morning. We're under a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. Looking onto I-35 northbound for a crash that blocks off the interchange ramp over to 183. We've got first responders on scene here. There's also a crash off the highway causing delays at the intersection of Riverside Drive and South Congress Avenue. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
Hardball Hardge here for Cover Ford Hutto. This April, the Blue Bonnets are blooming, and the deals are too. Right now, get $20,991 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 Lightning Flashes and $14,351 off of MSRP on select new 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E's. Just like Blue Bonnet season, these deals won't last long. So come experience the Covert difference. Visit Covert Ford Hutto right off of 79 in Hutto, CovertFordHutto.com.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters. With care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home, beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
I am dedicated. I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT. Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, some morning drizzle becoming partly cloudy for your Wednesday afternoon, a high near 80. Could see a stray shower or storm tonight, a low in the upper 60s. Thursday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a high of 85.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
It's Car Care Month, and Summit Racing has what you need for bumper-to-bumper care. Revive the interior, exterior, underhood, and more. Shop summitracing.com. Use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Exclusions apply. Offer ends May 3rd, 2026.
The future of the NFL is getting written
with the first pick
right now. The 2026 NFL Draft. Catch Jay Glazer alongside former Falcons GM Terry Fondo, College Football Hall of Famer LeVar Arrington, and Fox Sports lead college football reporter Jenny Taft.
Hi, this is Jay Glazer.
LeVar Arrington here. Join us for Draft Night live on Fox Sports Radio.
Listen live Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Just search Fox Sports Radio and make it your next preset on the iHeartRadio app.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
You heard the beat drop, and you know what it means. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella. Hard. Yes. You know what time it is? What time? It's time for the main event. Not the World's Strongest Take, because today somebody's getting taken to task. Marcus. Back then they didn't know me. Now that I'm high, they're all on. Well, guys, I feel a little bit attacked right now, and I'm not letting it go. I'm just not gonna let it go. We have an affiliation here at iHeartRadio with Fox Sports, and one of the shows that I've listened to for years and a big fan of, Rob Parker is on. It's called The Odd Couple. Used to have Chris Broussard, who was a friend of mine, was a neighbor of my wife when she was in high school. Love Chris. Love Rob. But Rob, you attacked pro wrestling, and now I have to come for you.
I'm just shocked to see ESPN, and I know McAfee was involved, and I get it. He's one of their personalities. Stephen A was there so that they could boo Stephen A, and all that. And that goes with the territory. It just tells you a big guy when they're booing you at an event like that. But it was a big ordeal, and I just saw stuff online where social media, people were ripping it, that it wasn't good. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of commercials, and then 4 hours, and they only wrestled for an hour and a half out of those 4 hours. So there were a lot of people disgruntled. But my point is this. I can't understand how people are still into, grown men are still into wrestling. I can't.
All right. Well, I wanted the last part of that said, but anyway, Rob Parker, we have to talk. And I want to do it in person. I don't want to just go on a rant because rants don't fix nothing. I'm hoping to get on the phone with Rob Parker this week, hopefully before Friday. If not, then Friday I'm just going to lay in. But everybody likes what they like. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. But pro wrestling is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The marketing and the relationships with other networks should tell you why people watch it, just from the business standpoint. But I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna lean into it, Hardge, and I don't feel like it's open season on why people like pro wrestling is okay. And Rod Parker, your slip is showing, and I'm gonna help you pull it up. Hardge, what say you?
I don't personally, I don't understand the grievance on what he said. There is a lot of people talking about it. There is a lot of people talking about how they were disappointed in the performance. I just read an article.
But he's not talking about the disappointment of ratings and all of that. He made a verbal attack. Marcus just didn't play the right sound.
I listened to it. I don't think if grown men are watching it, there are some people that were part of it and then they walked away from it. I don't watch it near as much as I used to.
Yeah, but you don't disrespect it.
Right.
You don't look at it. He disrespected it, Hardge. He said it was like, why do people still watch that? He always said that, why do people still watch that when they know it's fake? That's what he implied. See, there's a difference. See, what he don't know is the head of Fox, his boss, Jacob Ullman, is a friend of mine. Jacob Ullman comes to shows. He's a wrestling fan. So you mean his boss is stupid? You mean his boss is one of those guys.
Stupid's a strong word.
Listen, you got to go to. You didn't hear the whole thing.
Did he say stupid?
Well, he didn't use the word stupid.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure.
He said some things that were worse than stupid to me. And maybe I'm sensitive because I am. But I'm taking Rob Parker to task. And if you hear this and you know him, you tell him I'm coming for him. Like I'm hot, but I want to do it in a diplomatic way. I want him to understand who he's dealing with and what he's dealing with.
But let me ask you this: do you really think you're gonna change his mind?
No, don't care about changing. I want him to know that I know.
Yeah.
And I'm giving. He said, I want to know why. Somebody tell me. That's his words. So I'm volunteering to be that guy to educate him.
Okay. All right. Marcus, you're a huge fan. You watch it regularly. Did you take offense?
I expect it from certain people. I don't take offense to it. It's at a point now that I look at it like this: you like what you like, you don't like what you don't like. You don't have to like the things I like. I do think it is disparaging that he comes at it at a point of, I don't understand why grown men are into wrestling. It's like
walking around with title belts.
So what?
He was being disrespectful.
Why do people wear cowboy boots? Because they not cowboys, but they walk around with cowboy boots and cowboy hats. They like cowboys. So what? It's just people like what they like, and
that's a part of my thing. I could deal with you not liking something, but you cannot make an attack on what people like. I'm not a fan, and I can go on record as saying I respect the hustle, and I respect the art form of ballet. But I've never been to a ballet show because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to spend $300 to $500, and I'm going to take a nap. I could take a nap at home without spending $500, because where me and my wife would sit, we would want to sit close. So we're going to get the best ticket. I'm not knocking ballet. I see the art of it. But I'm not going to disrespect ballet because I know how gangster it is. And that's my take. Rob Parker, get ready for an education.
Back then, they didn't know me. Now he's hot. Now he's hot.
Yeah, he's hot.
Now he's hot. They ain't
You
all
mad, man.
You big man. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Texas softball has a big game tonight, and they also got recognized with the Player of the Week. And we're going to speak about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
It's draft week. Time to get ready for the picks, the predictions, and the party at Rowdy Cowboy. Join us Thursday, April 23rd at Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock for a live special NFL draft show you won't want to miss. Mike Hardball Hardge and the Zone Gang will bring you expert analysis and bold takes as the future of the NFL unfolds. From the first pick to the surprises, we'll break it all down. The Zone's NFL Draft Show, Thursday, April 23rd, starting at 2 p.m. at Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Be careful as you hit the roads this morning. We're under a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. Looking onto I-35 northbound for a crash that blocks off the interchange ramp over to 183. We got first responders on scene here. There's also a crash off the highway causing delays at the intersection of Riverside Drive and South Congress Avenue. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
Have you figured out your favorite day at the Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock yet? The hottest new sports bar in Texas. Great every day or any day with the Rowdy Cowgirls. An amazing menu of food and drinks, 70 big screen TVs. But Tuesday is Bikinis and Booze Day. All day. Spirits, beers, Rowdy Cowgirls. So saddle up and hit the road and join us at Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 loop.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text PARENT to 323232. PARENT to 323232. PARENT to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. Today's home electronics can be a bit daunting. My company has spent the last 38 years making sure they are not. We carry all major brands of television and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores, and you don't have to leave your house. We come to you. I believe in having fun and dreaming big. If you have a dream for your home entertainment, let me know. I can make that dream come true. Anything from theaters to multi-room audio systems, lighting control, computer networks, hell, even golf simulators. We cultivate clients for a lifetime by treating everyone like their family. And we provide everything at incredibly competitive prices and install it seamlessly into your home. So relax, hug your kids, make love to your wife, and smile. Then give us a call at 512-255-8678. It's 512-255-8678. Or online at avconsultations.com.
It's a sale. Right now, every service needed for your vehicle is on sale at any of the 3 Leaf Johnson Ford locations, Austin, Manor, and Buda. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, and alignments. You name it. Any of the 3 Central Texas locations have it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van on most services, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back. Go to leafjohnson.com and pick your location and time. You'll love it at Leaf, Austin, Buda, and Manor.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
$3,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. Earn cash back with Upside just by filling up your tank. Download Upside now and start earning easy cash back. The more you use Upside, the more you get. Use promo code LIST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code LIST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Don't miss the savings. Specs Anniversary Sale is in full swing. The fun starts here.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Another great show. Make sure you stay locked in all week long. Make sure you stay locked in today.
Stay locked.
Because of the simple fact that as the season continues to roll on, you're going to get more and more information. Today, you have the Dan Patrick Show. You have Round Rock Express Baseball. as they will be playing this afternoon or this morning. Then you have the Craig Way show followed by Bucky and UK. So there is so many different things that you can be paying attention to, but you got to stay right here on AM 1300 and all this free iHeartRadio app. Texas softball has a big matchup today as they will be taking on former foe in the Big 12, and that is the Oklahoma State Cowgirls, as they will be making their way here tonight. But, it's a little bit more than that for the softball team today, because today they will be doing a pink out for cancer. That's right. They will be doing that at the field tonight. So make sure you get over there. Hopefully the weather will let you get there and be a part of that. But I also want you to understand this. Vivian Martinez is somebody that came back from her injury. We talked about this at the beginning of the year, how important she was going to be for this team defensively, leadership-wise. Coach Mike White talked about her as well. And what ended up happening this past week was something that needed to happen. She was named SEC Player of the Week. She hit 700. That's right, 700. She had a team-high 7 hits during the week, had a slugging percentage of 700. Her on-base percentage was 727, and her OPS was 1427. She was busy all week on the base pass. She had an unbelievable week. She is the 4th Texas Longhorn player to be named SEC Player of the Week. Reese Atwood, Tegan Cavan was named Pitcher of the Week, and Hannah Wells was named Freshman of the Week.
Let's go.
So they have had somebody represented the entire time, but she has been a very, very integral part of the success that this team has had. As I said, they will be playing tonight, 7 o'clock, McCombs Field, and they will be taking on the number 21 ranked Oklahoma State Cowgirls. It will be on ESPN2, but you can always find it on Retro Austin. Mark, that's big time for her.
Man, that is incredible. It sounds like you made that up. It sounds like what you would do on a video game if you made a creative player.
Mm-hmm.
We always talk about Wemby being a creative player. Like,
they're going to need to create a helmet for him.
700?
Yeah. 700. 7 for 10 for the week. Locked in, getting on base, stealing bases. For the season, she's had a really, really nice season coming back from that injury. I think she's batting like 390 on the year. She's played 42 games, 390. She's got 41 hits, 33 RBIs, 3 home runs, 10 doubles, 21 runs scored, 13 walks, while only striking out just 6 times. She's the one that struck out the fewest. She's been playing up the middle. She's done a great job. They've turned 8 double plays. She's doing really, really good. And in conference play, she's batting .407 through 18 games. And, that's the 4th highest in the conference. So she's done a really, really good job. And as I told you yesterday or this morning, ended up not playing the game last night against Air Force Academy. Texas will take on Vanderbilt this weekend. We will have Eric Henry of Horns 247 tomorrow to talk a little bit about Texas football, basketball because of the transfer portal. And, of course, we'll get him to talk a little baseball. But we'll also have Coach Schlossnagle. And I can tell you this. He has so much respect for Coach Cass, the coach for Air Force, that they wanted to do anything and everything possible to get that game in last night. There was a lot, and the game was salute to service. So there was going to be a lot of service members there. A lot of people were going to be in attendance for that because the respect that we all have for the Air Force Academy is second to none.
All our military.
For sure. But I want to take you behind the curtain a little bit. So I get a chance to interview these coaches before every series. And I've gotten a chance to interview Coach Cass for the Air Force Academy multiple times throughout my career of being an analyst for baseball. When you hear him talk about his players, about his job, and about the military, it changes your perspective on life. The way he is direct and he talks about the baseball is just recreational for them. They care. They want to win. They want to win in everything that they do. But their jobs is to protect us every single day. When they throw their hats in the air, they go to work right after that. And their job is to protect us against bad people. And listening to him talk with the passion about his country, what he does for his country, and how he cares about every single person that represents the Air Force Academy was something that is life-changing. And perspective is this. It's what you make out of it. And the way he presents is something that I fully understand. My grandfather was military, so I understand that. He was in the Army. He was the first sergeant. He led men. Coach Cass leads men. And my wife's uncle was the boxing coach at Air Force Academy. One of his best friends is Coach Cass.
Wow.
So the stories that they share with each other about life in the military and what it means to be in the military is something that I will never, ever take for granted.
I think the biggest thing that I've gotten from WWE is the relationship with the military. Every year I go to San Antonio or Washington, D.C. and work with the Wounded Warrior program. And it's just, me and Chef Robert Irvine last year did a clinic in D.C. For the USO on teaching soldiers how to cook. That, they come back from deployments and they've never been they never lived on their own before. So it's like the military thing is one of the things that I love the most, if not the thing that I love the most when I'm not doing sports. And I hate that game was not played either.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were coming in to see that. And I mean, the way that he presents himself to everybody, second to none. And I'm glad to make his acquaintance year in and year out. And salute to all those that serve, because you got to be a special person to be able to do that. So I want to thank Mark Henry. I want to thank Marcus. I want to thank our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman for today's show. Make sure you stay locked in all day long. Tomorrow, 7:34, we'll have our guy, Eric Henry of Horns 247. At 8 a.m., we'll have Texas baseball coach Jim Schlossnagel breaking it down as they get ready to head to Vanderbilt. Just remember this, folks. Don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip.